Hello friends, welcome to your favorite channel. Today I'm going to recap a Hollywood science fiction adventure film. The story of the film paints a picture of the destructive future consequences to the Earth due to the hostile activities performed by humans. These events caused humans to escape the Earth and start living on another planet. The two main characters in this film, Commander Cypher Raige and his son Kitai Raige, set out for a journey to another planet, but their spaceship crash lands on Earth. Out of all of the passengers and crew of the spaceship, only Kitai and his father Cypher survive this crash. His father gets badly injured, and now Kitai has to go through many troubles, struggling to find a way to send a signal for help. The movie starts when about 1,000 years ago, a United Ranger Corps was formed, to evacuate the humans from the Earth, and to make possible the settlement of mankind's new home, the planet Nova Prime. But humans were not alone on that planet. The aliens sent the Ursa monsters to kill humans. These monsters are blind and can see humans only by smelling. They smell the pheromones that the human body secretes in fearful situations. These monsters have brought mankind again in danger of extinction. But then Commander Cypher Raige introduces the ghosting phenomena to kill the Ursas. It is to become fearless, so the body doesn't produce pheromones and the Ursa cannot smell them. Commander Cypher Raige is as absolutely fearless that an Ursa can't even see him. His son Kitai also wants to become a ranger, but he fails the field tests and cannot advance to become a ranger, and he feels very upset about this. To make him feel good, his father takes Kitai with him to a training base. While they are on their way, an asteroid storm hits their spaceship, and it gets heavily damaged. The closest planet is Earth on which they can land. They don't have permission to land on Earth, but there's no other possible option for their survival. Attempting to land on Earth, the ship tears apart into two pieces that fall at a very distance apart from each other. They were also carrying an Ursa monster in the spaceship to train the Rangers in the ghosting technique. With the crash of the ship, the Ursa also gets free from its cage and disappears. Landing pressure faints Kitai, and when he wakes up, he starts looking for his dad. He finds his dad badly injured, with both legs broken. Cypher asks Kitai to bring him an emergency beacon from the utility compartment in the cockpit. This beacon can fire a long-range signal in space, but unfortunately, it's damaged. A second beacon is kept in the tail part of the ship, which has fallen approximately 100 kilometers away. As Cypher is injured, so now Kitai has to go find that part of the ship and retrieve the beacon, otherwise, they will die here. His dad gives him oxygen inhalers that will help him breathe in the atmosphere of Earth. Cypher will keep in contact with Kitai through the equipment installed in Kitai's suit. Kitai starts his perilous adventure on the deadly planet Earth. The temperature on the Earth is not stable, it freezes completely at night. But there are some warm spots, the geothermal nodes. So each day, Kitai will have to reach one of these warm spots before nightfall, to save himself from the freeze-over. When Kitai has covered some distance, the sensors in his suit recognize some danger, and his whole suit turns black. Cypher tells him that something is advancing toward him. Kitai sees it's a baboon. Cypher asks him to don't move and stand down, but he gets terrified and throws a stone at the baboon. There come so many baboons, Cypher tells him to run to the river, which is in his rear direction. He flees from there to the river and the baboons follow him. When he gets into the river, the baboons don't pursue him anymore, but a leech attaches to his hand from the river. This insect sucks blood from his body and injects poison, which contains a paralyzing agent in it. He feels dizzy, and bows down. He can't stand nor can see anything, as the poison has contaminated his blood and is affecting his nervous system. His dad says him to open the medical kit and inject himself with the antitoxin. His face starts swelling and he can't move his hands. Cypher tells him to roll over it and press the injection into the ground. After taking these antitoxins, Kitai has to lie there for some time while the drug affects him completely. Kitai goes into a deep sleep, the day starts to fall and the temperature decreases rapidly. When Kitai wakes up, he has 50 minutes to reach the hotspot, which is about 10 kilometers away from that place. When he reaches there, Cypher asks him to take another oxygen inhaler. He opens up his kit to get an inhaler from it, but he sees that two of them are broken. He doesn't tell his dad, as he would say him to abort the mission and return to the ship. Before going to sleep, Kitai asks his dad how he killed Ursa for the first time. Cypher tells him the story of his first time ghost killing the Ursa. He says, on that day he realized that fear is not real, it is a product of our imagination. The next day, Kitai proceeds on his journey, and heads toward the waterfalls. On his way, he sees many dead baboons, who seem to be killed by the Ursa, but he keeps going. After reaching the falls, his dad asks him what he has in his kit. Kitai lies about the inhalers, but his dad asks him to show him the kit so that he can see if Kitai has all the necessary tools for the mission. When he sees that there are only 2 inhalers left, he orders Kitai to leave the mission and return to the ship. But Kitai doesn't want to abort the mission. He tells his dad that, when her sister died, she also ordered him to stay in a glass box. And he has to prove that he is not a coward. Cypher says, "You did your best, you have nothing more to prove." But Kitai doesn't listen to his dad, and jumps off of that waterfall, to proceed with the mission of saving the life of his dad and himself. As he's gliding down to the stream of the waterfall, a giant bird, which looks like an eagle, comes chasing him. He tries to dodge that bird, but it captures him, and takes him to its nest, as food for its babies. When Kitai wakes up in the nest, he sees some little chicks coming out of eggs. He tries to escape, as the eagle isn't there. But then, there comes some predator to prey on those little chicks. Kitai fights them and tries to save the baby birds, but he cannot. Kitai runs away from there to the next hotspot, and he tries to make contact with his father, but his Navi band is damaged, which is the only means of communication between them. And now Kitai has to carry on the mission without his dad's assistance. So when he reaches the geothermal hotspot just before the evening, he recalls every instruction that his dad gave him to reach the tail of the ship. He continues his flight the next day. Now he takes the last inhaler, to breathe comfortably. He makes a small boat with the help of wood, to travel through the river. The boat flows with the flow of water, and Kitai sleeps on the boat to throw away his tiredness. But when Kitai awakes, it is evening now. The temperature falls so rapidly that everything starts freezing. Kitai tries to reach the hotspot, but he feels extremely cold, and cannot walk. He falls down and his eyes get closed. But that eagle, whom Kitai saved from the predators, comes there and covers Kitai with its wings. Kitai gets saved from the cold, but that eagle dies. The following morning Kitai locates the tail part of the ship. He is deprived of oxygen, so he finds the oxygen inhalers first and inhales 2 of them at the same time. He finds that emergency beacon from the ship. He also gets a new Navi band and tries to make contact with his father, but because of some electrical interference, his dad's reply cannot reach him. Then he raises the beacon to fire the signal, but it also doesn't work. As there is an ionic layer in the atmosphere above his location, this is happening because of the eruption of some gases from a volcano near there. He gets disappointed, but when he sees the volcano peak close to him, he decides to go there and fire the signal from up there. The Ursa is also nearby. His dad can see it coming, but Kitai doesn't even have a notion. The Ursa comes for Kitai when it smells him. When it gets closer to him, Kitai's suit turns black. He gets more scared and tries to fire the beacon, but it still does not work. The Ursa attacks Kitai. He tries to escape, but it chases him. Kitai gets to the top of the mountain somehow. He tries to fire that beacon signal, but the Ursa attacks him again. The Ursa throws him away, but it gets stuck. Meanwhile, Kitai reminds her sister's death and his father's story of first killing the Ursa. He tries to be fearless like his dad, and when the Ursa gets over him, it cannot see him as he is invisible to it now. Then Kitai stands up, picks up his weapon, and becomes ready to charge the Ursa. First, he cuts its legs with his weapon. Then he jumps on its back and pierces his knives into its neck. His father's also seeing him from the camera placed in his backpack. After killing the Ursa, he picks up the beacon and fires the signal. A spaceship comes there to rescue them. The Rangers take Commander Cypher Raige for medical aid. When Kitai comes there to see his dad, Cypher asks the Ranger to stand him up. When they stand him up, he pays a tribute by saluting his son for saving his life. Kitai comes near and hugs his dad, and then lay him on the bed. The ship takes off from the Earth and heads towards the Nova Prime planet. And the movie ends with this scene. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell notification, to never miss the upcoming interesting videos like this. Thanks again and stay blessed.